everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Sherry's Metaphysical Corner. I'm Sherry. As we continue moving forward, a gentle reminder that the newsletter information is now in the educational video, or the bulk of it is anyway, and I try to keep them around 15 minutes so that people aren't bogged down with time. We're all so busy. So today's topic, it's animal energy balancing. Now, let me just explain something here. We did this back in May, but we wanted to do a reshoot as there were newer animal testimonials coming in particular cats. So I wanted to at least include cats along with dogs. So with today's segment, I'll be going over testimonials from owners about the transformation the animals went through with the energetic balancing using the emotion code. So, I love animals. I've always had a fondness for animals. All animals, it doesn't matter. It could be wild animals or domestic. I just have an affinity for animals. But I'm also in tune with nature, trees, the oceans, dolphins. It's just my thing. I can communicate with them and they communicate back. So this work gives owners a voice and a choice, like us. So they're not always subject to needing to go to a veterinarian when they have issues with their little furry friends. I know what that feels like. I've had several in my own life. And if they're not quite feeling right, this will help them. So it shows how powerful this energy healing system is in helping, just like us. They feel things just like we do. So this topic is for animal lovers and energy healing enthusiasts. So stay tuned with us. So in this segment, I am going to read 4 testimonials from animal clients. Okay, their owners sent in to me, revealing how powerful this energy balancing system helped their beloved animals. So whether your furry friend is anxious, aggressive, or just off, there may be an emotional trauma, energy trapped in the body, and we can help. So let's dive right in. So for those of you that are new to this and all of these segments, these educational segments, I'll leave a brief synopsis of my beginnings so that you have an understanding of who I am and how I got into all this. I continue to expand my consciousness with support and inspiration from my own spirit team that we all have, and there are thousands of them around every single human being. Nobody's left out. You just have to slow down, breathe, listen, pay attention to that small voice in your heart. It's that tiny, tiny voice. That's them. Okay? So, with all that, they help us along our journey. All we have to do is ask. Just ask. They're listening. I'm clairaudient. That simply means I hear the other side. That started when I was a teenager. I didn't really know where that was going back then because nobody was talking about it back in those days, so I was quiet. So, I've also been inspired along my journey by some notable human teachers that I respected and admired for their help in bringing light to the holistic platforms. And some of these names you're going to know. Dolores Cannon, Bradley Nelson, Jeffrey Allen, Wayne Dyer, Eileen McCusick, Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden. I mean, those are just a few. These are people that are very influential. I started in this industry back in 1995 with Reiki. I moved on to the Melchizedek method in 2007, and there is a little fly flying around here. He just wants to be part of the show. So hang on. Sound baths with crystal singing bowls at yoga studios and wellness centers across New England, from Vermont down to as far as the Cape. That was back in 2009. I produced 1 CD of crystal singing bowls for meditation with veteran producer E.J. Olette. Now, many of you are going to know him. He's a wonderful musician, and he's from New England. He's a great musician. He plays around all over the place. So sound healing as we continue with tuning forks. That was in 2008. Produced TV and podcast segments with HC Media, who I'm with now. And that started in 2016. But I took a brief sabbatical with them for about 5 years. And I was working just part-time as a caretaker for my mom and part-time with this. Full-time caretaker of my mom. She had dementia. So I've recently started back full swing with HC Media and my passion to help people and animals. We're also looking to do podcasting again sometime this year. I think it's in the fall. We're going to stop back to that. It'd be great. Looking forward to that. And at present, I continue with the emotion code, body code, belief code modality. That started in 2019 to right now. I wrote my first book, as you can see right here, A Change in Perception. That was in 2020, and you can read an excerpt from that. If you go to my website, energyworkstudio.com, that'll drop you into the homepage. Just click on the My Book icon. That'll bring you right in. You can read an excerpt. And lastly, as the journey continues to unfold, presently, drum roll, I am in the process of writing my next book. Stay tuned. I can't wait. So I'll let you know when that's about to be published. So it'll be a little while, but it's coming. Okay, as we continue, I'll be reading 4 testimonials about owners, animals that I've worked with. So, but first, let me just give those that are tuning into this and they're new to these segments a brief synopsis of the 3 divisions I use with the emotion code. So the first one is the emotion code. This simply releases trapped emotion energy, not processed and stuck in the system. Now, just to give you a heads up, everything on this planet is energy and has a frequency. Emotions are the same thing. So the emotion code removes these emotional baggage that's clustered around the heart, the organs, and it weakens the entire system because your organs and glands vibrate at their own specific frequency for your body. So even though we all have the same organs and glands pretty much, we all have different vibrations. All right, so 2, the body code. This goes deeper than the emotion code to remove potentially damaging emotional and physical energy trapped in the body. It works with circuitry systems, chakras, acupuncture meridians, and energy circuits of the organs and glands. So 3, it is called the belief code. It's a subjective view held by the subconscious mind that filters how we experience life. Beliefs are created by self-conclusion, suggestion, even inherited. But only the subconscious beliefs that conflict with conscious beliefs can be changed energetically. We have to really have a conscious desire to change. The subjective or subconscious belief exists as a distinctive, singular pattern of energy, which can be influenced by this work. Very helpful. So now let's continue. Animals are deeply sensitive beings. They do not have ego like humans. So only they have unconditional love. So they feel everything. No matter what you do to them, they love you. They feel love. They feel fear, grief, etc. So like us, they can hold on to traumatic emotions or traumas, but they don't have vocal cords, so they can't communicate to us how they're feeling. They might have experiences such as abandonment, stress from their homes even, stress from anywhere, but stress from the home, veterinarian visits, even absorbed emotions from their human owners. So when animals act out, that's their way of communicating to us that something is amiss. So let me just leave you this quick example of a cat that I recently worked with. This cat had an obstruction in the urethra tube due to the food it was eating. It had too high in ash content. Its communication signal to its owner was doing its business outside a litter box. Now, I have experience with that. I've owned 5 cats in my lifetime. And that's exactly what they do. When they're not quite feeling well, they will step outside the box and they'll go anywhere except the box. They're trying to let me know, and I got the message. So working with him, I found 33 layers of trapped emotions and 25 singular trapped emotions, along with 5 organs that were thrown off balance due to all of this. So I've worked with animals who were fearful, reactive, even physically unwell. And after a few sessions, their behavior and energy shifted beautifully. And then, again, it just depends on how long the process is. It's not something that's one and done, but through a process, we certainly can help these animals. Energy healing gives animals a chance where a vet may not. Often these changes are gentle but profound. All work is done remotely, whether it's human or animal, in the comfort of your own home, using the emotion code. So let's begin with the first testimonial. This one was back in December of 2023. Hi, Sherry. I'm leaving you a testimonial about my once again happy dog. You worked on my dog Spike. He was a 13-year-old boxer. One day, he suddenly was vomiting water, very lethargic, and not eating. Upon taking him outside for a walk, he couldn't, would only lay in the grass, refused to get up and walk. After speaking with Sherry, she suggested a body scan with the emotion code body code and worked on him that afternoon. I went to work that evening but came home early as I was very concerned about my dog. The next morning, he was up walking, eating, not vomiting. I took him out for a walk. He was fine. He never laid down once. And although Sherry found a few more imbalances that needed attention, I was so pleased I had my dog back again, my happy dog. So thank you so much for that. All right, so I have some notes here on some of them. So I'm going to read some of these to you. Not everything is by memory. So the next dog is Joelle. Okay. Now, I just want to thank you so much for your hard work on my dog, Joelle. She's a terrier. It's a he. As you know, he was diagnosed with adrenal cancer, and after spending much time with the vet and having many tests, they told me that the adrenal cancer he had was aggressive and should consider putting him down. After bringing him to you, that was not something I wanted to consider. I wanted to try. His health regained. Our vet bill was $11,000, and it just kept him lethargic. They just kept him medicated for pain. The medication made him very lethargic. He couldn't eat. He couldn't even stand. So thanks to your energy balancing, Joelle is healing from his original trauma of abandonment that he experienced. This was a very sad story. Not completely healed yet, but on the mend, and he's now eating, drinking, going to the bathroom. He's doing doggy things. He's running after squirrels. He's barking at birds. He's healing more and more each day. So that is so much more than the vet's help. And I feel hopeful again, happy client. Now, let me just give you an update on Joelle. She sent me a little write-up on the update after we worked on him. Now, this was like maybe 2 months later. Sherry, since your work on my dog, Joelle, he's doing great. Every day he's acting happier and healthy again. His leg was the last area to heal, but didn't start to improve till the last snowfall we had in February. So after cleaning a path in the snow for all our dogs, Joelle decided to jump over the mound. He struggled a bit and had to put his injured leg down for leverage. He realized it didn't hurt and he could wait on it again. So since then, he's been using it more and more. He does have a little bit of a limp when he's running, but he's getting better and better every day. So thank you so much for your help, the work that you've done. You're a blessing. Warm regards. Joelle's mama. Okay. So as we continue, this is a kitty. I love cats. They're sweet. I've had 5 in my life, and I now have a little tiny, sweet, beautiful little dog, a Papillon. He's all white. He's stunning. This was my dad's dog. Somebody gave it to him because they could no longer keep it, and they know he loved it. So when my father passed away. So as we continue, hi, Sherry. Quick update about my cat, Lucky. After his expensive stay, let me just get some of my notes out here because I don't want to be fumbling around. So after his expensive stay in the AR, I spent $4,000. And since then, with the experience of the emotion code, body code session with you, he's a totally different cat. He's eating organic chicken instead of prescription cat food at your suggestion, just to see if this would help his digestion and see if it would shift. And it did. He's absolutely loving this food. His curiosity is back. He's playful. And he's actually letting my kids touch him now, pat him in places he never would allow before. What a difference this experience has made for him. I'm forever grateful to you and your patience. Thank you so much, Janelle. Okay, and lastly, this is the last one, I promise. I don't want to bore you, but I just so love working with the animals, and I just love to see them feel an impact from this. It's just so heartwarming. So Finn the family dog, a touching, and I'll leave my notes out in case I need them. They're right here. So Finn the family dog, a touching story of parents crossing over, leaving their dog behind. So hello, Sherry. A little lengthy. I'm sorry. I'm giving you my apologies in advance, but I feel people need to hear this story for their own animals. So here's a footnote that she left us. My sister, owner of Finn, passed away unexpectedly December 2021 in her home at age 52. She was the mother of my now nephew that I am in legal guardian of, and he is the owner of Finn. After her passing, my brother-in-law's health declined significantly. In the following 2 years, 2 years later rather, he passed away, and that was in 2024. So Finn witnessed EMTs coming into the home to do resuscitation on my sister. And unfortunately, he never saw her again. 2 years later, his other owner, my brother-in-law, also passed away. Trauma set in. So in May of 2024, we noticed Finn's mouth started to hang open, not closing. Brought him to the vet. He was diagnosed by a neurologist with trigeminal neuritis. They said it's rare and should hopefully disappear within a short time. After the diagnosis, it did not pass. He became increasingly worse, to the point he couldn't close his mouth, he couldn't eat, he couldn't drink. It was in the trigeminal nerve. Sherry found many trapped emotions stuck from the traumas he experienced. So I'm going to leave you a little insight here about what is the cranial nerve so you'll understand this. This is for my viewers. So the cranial nerve system is in the brain, and it consists of 12 nerves. The trigeminal nerve is the largest nerve of all the cranial nerves, and it helps with chewing, clenching the teeth, giving sensation to muscles and to the eardrum. In addition, the trigeminal nerve also gives sensation to parts of the face, sinuses, lower teeth, tongue, etc. All right, so you have an indication of where we were working on his system. So look at the chart that's on the screen. There are 60 low vibration emotions that we work with to release that are unprocessed in the emotion code. So in this case, we found 29 singular trapped emotion frequencies and 57, I wrote it down wrong, 57 total layers of trapped emotion. And what that simply means is it's just duplicated 57 times, okay? And that's what a layer is. So let me explain that to you, singular versus layers. One trapped emotion now is a ball of energy. It's a single ball of energy in your body, and it's the size of your fist. So hold your fist up in front of you so you can understand this, okay? He had 29 of those stuck in the trigeminal nerve in the brain. So over time, these stuck energies continued to attract more due to them being unprocessed and still sending out a low vibration signal, because we're like radio receivers. Just remember that. You're a radio receiver. You're all energy. You're sending out signals to the universe. So again, if you're concentrating on just negative, negative, negative all the time, guess what's going to come to you? Okay? Think positive the best you can. Positive thoughts. So with this, hence his duplicating or layering of 57 layers of trapped emotion. So this experience helped my nephew become open to the holistic work, as he was not at all. He thought it was very woo-woo. With all the grief and trauma he himself experienced with his parents' deaths, he was now open and ready to take on this work. I feel blessed to work with Sherry and will continue this work for my own needs. Thank you so much, sincerely, Michelle. Okay, so now let me just leave you a little more information here, and I think that you'll find this fascinating. We're all made of energy, organs, glands, bones, tissue, muscle, meridians, everything vibrates at a specific frequency for your body. Same with an animal. We are all the same. When we experience difficult challenges or traumas in life to process, the emotion becomes stuck in the body, whether you're human or animal. So, as we begin to close today's segment, let me leave you this thought. This is something I think that you're going to find very interesting. The difference between allopathic medicine and energy medicine, very important. So energy medicine is a system in which an energy practitioner searches for the root underlying cause of an issue. We identify and correct the imbalance by going to the emotional or physical issue in the person or animal. Now, allopathic medicine is a system in which medical doctors and other healthcare professionals, such as nurses, pharmacists, therapists, veterinarians, they only treat the symptoms and diseases using drugs, radiation, surgery. They're not trained to go to the root cause. So for more information on this work, or you're interested in setting up a session for yourself, go to my website, energyworkstudio.com, and schedule a consultation. I'll do a body evaluation scan to check for imbalances in the system, and we'll go from there. So, okay, everyone, that's all the time that we have today. I hope you enjoyed this segment, as all of them. I work hard at this to bring education to help people that are fearful to become less fearful. So I've left links below. Feel free to leave a comment or subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I just want to say thank you again for those of you that are tuned in and are regulars. But I want you to know, be sure to stay with us for next month. Here's a sneak peek. Times are changing. We have to change too. We need to get back to trusting our heart. Follow your dreams. We all have a spirit team that surrounds us every day, full on, willing to help. They are here, stronger than ever, because the earth plane is shifting. There's so much light coming to this planet now, shifting all of our vibrations. We're all shifting up, evolving. So, to help us walk away from fear, and that's important. I said that slow for a reason. To help us walk away from fear and get back to trusting our intuition, our heart. That's where it comes from, right here. Stay tuned, everyone. Love and light frequencies coming your way.